It is Autism Awareness Month, and we're highlighting a new state law that took effect at the beginning of this year, designed to make traffic stops safer and less stressful for those on the autism spectrum. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer joins us now with how Fort Smith police say this works and how autism advocates say it matters for inclusion. Lauren?
Yeah, the Blue Envelope program went into effect in January under Act 16. It gives drivers with disabilities a simple way to communicate with law enforcement, just by handing over an envelope with their essential documents. During Autism Awareness Month, advocates say this is a way to set those with autism and officers up for success.
Getting pulled over can be stressful for any driver.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Officer Shoptaw.
And for those with autism, it can be even more challenging.
If we're seeing some extra nervousness, if we're seeing some not making eye contact, slow to respond.
That's where the Blue Envelope program comes in. It signals to officers that someone may need extra time or clearer communication.
You can check if the driver is verbal or nonverbal on here.
The state also offers green envelopes for those with mental illnesses.
It gives you kind of a step-by-step on the back here of suggestions on how to interact with law enforcement.
Fort Smith police say it's a tool to slow things down and better understand the person in front of them.
It helps with our communication, and it helps somebody that has autism feel more comfortable if they were to get pulled over.
For advocates, it's about something bigger. The Arc for the River Valley is a day facility for those with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
I want them to feel secure. I want them to feel welcome, and above everything, I want them to have a sense of belonging.
Executive Director Deborah Tubby says Autism Awareness Month is about recognizing that not every disability is visible.
This month just means so much to me because I think it just brings awareness to our community that, we have folks out there that we need to maybe give a little bit of extra understanding and care to.
And a blue envelope for her means a mutual understanding between an individual and the officer.
I think this is a good way for them to be able to cope with their nerves so they can settle down and say, this is who I am.
You can find blue and green envelopes at the Fort Smith Police Department or any of the state's revenue offices. No questions asked. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
Thank you, Lauren. The Rogers Police Department is rolling out a new public safety initiative, a real-time information center that uses drones, live cameras, and AI-assisted report writing to help officers respond faster. Now, one piece of the center is what police are calling Connect Rogers. This program will allow residents and business owners to register their security cameras so officers know where video might be available when a crime or an emergency happens. Rogers Police was not available for an interview, but said in a release, the program will help officers quickly identify video when canvassing neighborhoods and ultimately solving crimes. Meanwhile, the Benton County Sheriff's Office is working to launch an expanded online investigative unit. The NWA Regional Computer Forensic Lab unit would add more positions focused on cracking down on crimes committed online, like human trafficking and catching child predators. It would connect resources between different departments as a regional hub. Sergeant Ralph Barley says the Sheriff's Office already has deputies focused on those types of crimes, but with this new unit, they would be able to have more people focused on the task and protect more children.
Children, they're our future. Not only are they our future, but children are our greatest asset as humans, and children can be easily swayed, and they can be easily targeted through online activity.
New hub at the Sheriff's Office is now pending quorum court approval. Razorback wide receiver Jaylen Brown has been dismissed from the team following his arrest this weekend. Brown was booked in the Washington County Jail on Friday for hindering apprehension or prosecution. He was released the same day on a $560 bond. He started in 5 games this year, but missed the remainder of the season due to an injury. He'll be back in Farmington District Court in June. We're learning Washington Regional Medical Center in Fayetteville is facing some financial strain. Our partners at Arkansas Business report the hospital's bond revenue rating was downgraded last month. A bond revenue rating measures a company or an organization's financial stability. Credit rating agency Moody's says the hospital has seen a lack of improvement in operating budget performance in the last few years. The hospital reported an increase in net patient service revenue last year, but operations income was way below projections. The hospital's CEO says, like other hospitals, Washington Regional has faced challenges since the COVID pandemic, with rising costs and reimbursement rates not moving at the same rates. Well, after a month of discussion, the Fayetteville's Planning Commission Board approved the plans for the new Ramey Junior High development. Sidewalk safety was the biggest concern raised by members tonight. The board voted to remove a pedestrian connector on Marks Mill Lane. As the school district says, nearby neighbors have an agreement the property wouldn't have one. The school board also presented additional plans for crossing safety on Ash Street. Fayetteville schools say they plan to open the new Ramey Junior High in 2028. And a $1 billion neighborhood designed around walkability and connection could soon transform Fayetteville as plans move forward on this new development. 5 News reporter Jada Daniels spoke with one of the people who's making this possible.
They're calling it Fayetteville's Front Porch, a future $1 billion neighborhood that'll bring together homes, shops, and community spaces all in one layout. And I'm standing here at the site where that vision is just beginning.
That's what makes this project so special is the people behind it, the thinking behind it, and the intentionality behind it.
Developers say Drake Farms will be built out in phases over the next 15 years and could extend into 2040 before it's fully completed. And it's all about building a place designed from the ground up that feels unique to Fayetteville.
We want it to be really special for Fayetteville. The types of businesses that we're trying to attract here for food and beverage are things that are really unique to this area, really unique to Arkansas and to the region. So this is going to be a project unlike any other development that's out there right now in Northwest Arkansas. It'll be very unique.
This development will eventually include thousands of homes, medical facilities, and green space, all connected in a walkable design. Developers say region-specific restaurants and local businesses will help shape the identity of the community.
And to find a place where you could literally live and work and potentially go grocery shopping, do things like that in one neighborhood without ever having to get in a car, that's really unique. We have to start thinking that way when we think about how a growing area develops and how we plan for it.
Developers tell me while it's still in the early stages, it's all about how the city grows from here and turning this 165-acre project into a space where people can work, live, and gather. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Jada Daniels, 5 News.
Thanks, Jada. We're less than 6 months away from the November midterm elections, and the preparations aren't stopping. The Democratic Party of Benton County held its convention tonight. Members nominated delegates to represent the county at the state convention and the state committee. State convention meets every 2 years. That's when Democrats from across Arkansas get together to decide what the party's agenda is going to be. The state committee deals with the party logistics.
We'll be electing 7 people, and they will go to meetings that are all over the state, and they will vote on things like rules changes and leadership changes, and also they serve on important committees for the Democratic Party of Arkansas as well.
The party's chair says they'll be focusing on voter turnout through the year and continuing to bolster Benton County's position in state politics.